No feathers, no sparkle, no drama, yet this dress is just as striking. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I love those dramatic details. The feathers, the sparkle, the trim, and a little bit of glamour. But this dress, it whispers instead of shouts, and it's just as striking. And I have a feeling I'll be wearing it everywhere. Hi everyone, welcome to So Lovely with Grace. If you're new here, I'm Grace. If you're returning, welcome back. Yes, I need to have my energy drink before I start my video, and it's my coffee. Can never get enough coffee in the morning. So, today I'm going to be talking about this dress. This dress that whispers instead of shouts. It's very understated and it's quietly elegant. But before I get into that, let me tell you what else I'm going to show in this video. Of course, I'm going to spin the wheel for last week's pattern giveaway, the Simplicity Amazing Fit Dress Pattern 1606. I'm excited for the winner for that. And of course, I'm going to give you a So Lovely tip and another dress pattern at the end of the video with another question of the week. As you know, this month is July, Dresses in July month that I decided the theme was I want to sew dresses in July, and that's what I'm doing, including this wonderfully just designed dress, and I'll tell you why. It's just the design of the pattern. The pattern is Butterick B6680. I made this view in a size 18. It's just so elegant. I love my knits. I had to find the right knit, and I found this. Now, where did I put it? Hang on, let me grab the fabric. This is a sample piece of the fabric. Isn't this beautiful? The moment I saw this fabric, my first thought was, what am I looking at? It's a knit fabric, what looks like embroidery. Do you see how it's raised? I don't know if it comes through on the camera. Of course, the back is flat. It's not embroidery, but it gives that illusion, and I had never seen anything quite like it. Then I looked closer and fell in love with the colors and just the embroidery, and I had to take it home. I got it from the sewing studio in Lady Lake, and I said the challenge wasn't that I was going to buy it. That was a no-brainer. I bought 4 yards. The challenge was finding the perfect pattern. And that's when Butterick B6680 came in, and it was a perfect match made in heaven. So what I'm going to do is show you 2 looks with this dress. I'm going to model it for you. Then we'll come inside and talk about the construction. I'm just so in love with this dress. Like I said, it's not loud, it whispers, but it makes a big statement, I think. And I want to show you some close-up of the details. So we have this neckband here, okay, and armbands. We also have the ruching on one side, with this 1/4 inch elastic that goes from here to give it that little ruching shaping effect. And of course on this side it doesn't have that. This is a drop waist with a skirt. So you have this drop waist here. I don't know if you can see this, but this is the skirt. It's just so cute. It's so easy to put together. So let's go to the cutting table and I'll show you some of the steps that went into making this beautiful dress. This Butterick pattern has 3 views, and I decided I want to do view A, the one with the blue floral dress. We also have view B, the striped one, and the red dress, and view C. And here are the line drawings to show you the different design features. For view A, this has like a drop waist and a skirt that goes above the knee. That's what I'm going to do, above the knees. View B, this is more of mid-ankle length. Also has this triangle extra fabric for more flare. And then view C is the same as that, only this is longer. This is an ankle length. And all 3 views have the side ruching with a 1/4 inch elastic that's going to be in there. And the same neckband and armhole bands, a pretty much similar design. And I did cut out the pieces. I got the paper pattern pieces, I pressed them all, and then I laid them out and cut them on this beautiful fabric. So this is piece number 2, the back, and I cut 1. I also have the front piece here, and I cut 1. Okay, because they're slightly different. And then the skirt, there's 2 skirts that I cut. That's piece number 6. There's a front and a back. We have the armhole bands. Obviously I cut 2 of those, and the neckband, cut 1. All the pieces are here, and this fabric is just so beautiful. It has like this raised embroidery look. It looks like embroidery here. It's not. I don't know how it is on here, but this is the wrong side. It's just a beautiful fabric. It's a knit, and I'm real excited to sew this up. I'm going to go through the steps as I do them, and this is the first step for, it says dress A, B, and C. So I'm following view A, obviously. And over here I'm going to do the front to the back at the right side. I'm only going to stitch to the circle, stop. I'm going to baste here and then stitch again, regular 2.0 length. And then I'm going to jump to the elastic guide for the side seam. I'm going to measure that out and place it on the side for the ruching between the 2 small circles, and then stitch those down holding the elastic, and then trim the ends of the elastic, the extra, so that it's finished, cut ends of elastic even with the gathers. And then after I do that, I'm going to clip the front seam allowance at the ends of elastic, and then press the seam allowances open above and below the clips. And here we have a better view. You can see the seam allowance here, the elastic, and then the seam allowance underneath. This is the side of the dress where the elastic is going to go. I already started it. I have the dot here, if you can see that, at the top. So I did a 2.0 stitch here, and then I basted in the middle of the dots. And here's the other dot at the bottom. And I started stitching, and what I'm going to do is stretch this elastic so it ends at the dot at the bottom. And I'm going to sew it in. Oops! So I'm going to pull it down and hold it as I sew. Okay? Gets a little tricky sometimes. Okay, just want to make sure it's on the line, and I'm holding it in. Just going to keep it, hold it at the bottom. I'm not going to pin it, I'm just holding it. Keep straightening it, make sure it goes, because there's a slight curve. To the end now. There's the dot here. That's where I'm going to end it. hold it. I could pin it, but I'm just going to hold it. The final stretch. Right here. Alright. Back stitch. Alright. And this is what it looks like. I think it came out great. So if you can get your hands on Butterick B6680, it is still available. And it's just a striking pattern. I highly recommend it. Now, what else have I been sewing this month? Another dress. This one for my granddaughter, Annabelle. She wanted me to sew up what the model's wearing, this McCall 7079 dress. And as you can see here in the photos, I have all the pieces. I have the bodice front and back complete, the skirt, and now I have to attach the sleeves, the bodice to the skirt, and then hem it, and then I can ship it out to her. So hopefully it fits. I took her measurements. That's the best I can do. And now let's spin from last week's pattern giveaway. Oh, I can't go to the wheel before I ask what was the question of the week. And last week's question was, how often do you change your sewing machine needle? Yeah, I know. I've been guilty of trying to extend that needle's life beyond its life, and that's not a good way to go. I would recommend every project with a new needle. I know that sounds excessive, but I think if you want to have optimal results, no thread breakage and no skipped stitches, and just eliminate a lot of issues, that would be the best way to go. But a lot of you had your routines and they were really good. Some people changed them every other project, once a month. There was a variety of answers. And, you know, I'm guilty of not changing my needle enough on my serger. Of course, the question was sewing machine. I should have said and serger, but yeah, the serger kind of gets neglected with that, and I've been doing it more often. So I think it's important to prevent a lot of issues and to have more professional look on your stitches. Especially with an embroidery machine, I definitely change my needle with every embroidery stitch out. So now let's go to the wheel and spin for the winner. So what just happened? Well, I accidentally hit record after the spin and not during the spin. I apologize for that, but Dillis Moore did win the pattern. You won Simplicity 1606. So please send me your contact information to sewlovely.with.grace@gmail.com, and I'll ship that out to you as soon as possible. I also wanted to give you an update of what I've been doing with my Babylon leather bags. As you can see, I did model this Birkin bag that I made over Christmas with this dress that I wear a lot and I get a lot of compliments. And I'm currently sewing up another Birkin without the piping. It's this caramel color bag, so I wanted to show you where I'm at with that. I did complete the handles on here and this front closure, and I love this leather because it has my name engraved in the leather here. Isn't that gorgeous? I bought this in May, Mother's Day, and I've been so busy with the vacation and then just other things, and I did the front piece here. I sewed the straps. Here the handle is complete. I did the sides, the holes here all complete. So basically I got to put it together. So hopefully you'll see it this month. And now for today's Sew Lovely tip. I completed the elastic on the side, and I did the other side seam here with the serger, and now I'm at the shoulder seams in step 9. And it says stitch back to front at shoulders using a double stitch seam. In my case, I'll use a serger, and press seam allowances toward back. Now, to me, this is unacceptable. There is no mention of enforcing the shoulder seams, and I enforce shoulder seams on a knit garment because they get stretchy, the garment just drapes horribly. I do it as a habit, and this is Today's so lovely tip. Before you sew those shoulder seams on a knit garment, here's my favorite trick. You've probably seen it in a video in the past. I use it every time. Instead of seam binding or seam tape, I always use clear elastic. Why? It stabilizes the shoulder seam, it helps prevent stretching over time, and it lets the knit keep its natural flexibility. So what do? Well, I get the clear elastic tape on the back and I sew across using the sewing machine on the seam allowance. Then I go back and do right sides together at the shoulder seam and serge across. Shoulder seams look great. Now I'm going to put the shoulder seams right sides together and serge across. Perfect. And finally, our giveaway for next week. It's a dress pattern. This beautiful, very easy Vogue 8179 two-piece set. How sophisticated is that? We have a midi length dress with princess seams and an unlined double-breasted jacket. The fabrics are, for the jacket and the dress, linen, lightweight gabardine, and crepe. The notions for the jacket are the covered shoulder pads and 5 buttons, and the dress is a 20-inch zipper and hook and eyes. Look at that, isn't that stunning? And it's a Vogue. I'm so excited about this pattern. Let's see the line drawings on this. Okay, very simple lines, very, very sophisticated. And the sizes go from 14 to 20. So what are the rules of the giveaway? Well, you need to be a resident of US or Canada because that's where I ship to. You need to be a subscriber to my channel. Please thumbs up this video and answer the question of the week. And this week's question is, are you sewing any dresses this summer? Please post your response by Monday, July 20th at midnight, and I will respond with the word entered, and you'll be entered into the giveaway. Good luck! If you enjoy elegant sewing inspiration like this, I'd love to have you here each week. I hope you found this video informative and fun, and most of all, I hope you were so inspired.